Heavyset 45th president was notorious for his unhealthy diet of pizza, fast food hamburgers, ice cream, and little else. This accounted for noxious, near-constant flatulence, which the president reportedly unleashed without shame or even mention. According to one senior aide speaking on Deep Background, if anybody in the room reacted in any way to his gas, Trump would respond with confusion. "What's wrong?" he would ask. Everyone in the White House knew to respond with some version of, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just thought of something else." To which the president would retort, "You need to stay focused." During a meeting in mid-July 2017, POTUS expressed an especially severe flatus that went on for upwards of 11 seconds. The eruption was so loud and long that then Chief of Staff Reince Priebus stopped his presentation mid-sentence. The president looked at him and, while continuing to break wind, said, "Why did you stop speaking?" Priebus shook his head and stammered, "I don't know." To which Trump responded, "What are you, some kind of mental retard?" "Reince the retard, that's what we're going to call you." Priebus opened his mouth to speak, but began to cough and gag on the president's sulfuric fumes. "Reince must be sick," the president said. "We will never know why Reince is so sick."
Spring has sprung, baby. And it's time to go even further beyond. It's time to express ultimate power, ultimate dominance. That's right. That's the spirit. That's exactly right.
I've just learned the word flatus.
Oh, really?
Flatus, that's pretty good.
I knew that one from MythBusters because they couldn't say they don't like it when you say fart on TV.
Yeah. Because of the
but they said but they said flatus, as in like flatulence.
God damn. Welcome,
Reince the retard.
That's what we're gonna call you. We'll never know why Reince is so sick.
So sick. You're saying that all while farting. I know that story's not true, but it's great. I hope that all of the books that boomers were buying all those years that were just like a picture of his face and the title of the book was like traitor. And it was bad man, and it was all just stories like that of him farting and ordering different fast foods and then farting a bunch.
We should write one of these.
You could write it. You could write so much. It'd be so easy.
Yeah. That you were asking recently, like, what should you do with your time? And you're like, what's like? I've been looking for like a hobby or something to be doing. You should just write a scathing parody of that kind of book, but everybody would take it for
it's impossible. Yeah, like you can't do satire of that. It would be like, also it's too late. You know, I have to wait for a term 2.
No. It's just you already have inroads to the publishing industry. Also,
I could write like a Dominated by Doug style Trump fanfic where it's just like a combination of gay erotica, fart fetish stuff, clearly made up stories, very bad analogies.
You really could. Yeah. You have the connections to have that in every single airport bookstore next to Dean Koontz novels.
Yeah, next to The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Next to How to Not Give a Fuck and do adulting.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time taxes doing my adulting. I think we should probably I proposed murdering entire groups of people on basically every podcast.
I was gonna say, should we kill everyone in the IRS?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I mean, as of right now, we're chill. I filed my taxes like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and they haven't audited me yet. But if they come after me for that crypto taxes I'm simply not going to pay, then we're gonna have some fucking issues.
Yeah, it took me like 15 minutes, and like I did take a bunch of money. I took thousands of dollars out of my IRA that I didn't report, but I lost all of it in GameStop stock. Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't think they would care about that.
I simply am not going to pay that tax. So like you can try to get it out of me.
You can try to get me for that $800. Yeah, fuck it.
I paid my rent with cryptocurrency 3 times last year, and
Really?
I simply, yeah, oh, yeah. And
Did you convert it to cash first, or your landlord was just like, fuck it, send it, whatever?
I converted
I'll
it
take
into
Ethereum.
cash.
Oh, okay.
And I am not going to pay taxes on it.
Nah.
So they can try to come after me, but it's not going to happen. Anyway, you've been laid up, my friend.
Oh yeah, we're doing this even later than usual because I had COVID-19. I got COVID-19 in 2022 because I'm a fucking hipster and I need to wait. I need to wait till the trends come back around.
I'm so sick.
I've decided I'm back. I was so sick. Don't you even joke. Don't even joke.
I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt my friend's feelings.
I'm not gonna have feelings. I just don't want to.
This is very serious.
I don't know. It is pretty funny when someone gets COVID and they're just like, oh, I'm fucking sick and I have the disease. I have the one disease anyone cares about. It's like getting AIDS or something. If everyone got AIDS.
Yeah, you have to tell people how bad it is, and it's like, this is no fucking joke, man. This is no fucking joke. This is
but I mean, the one I got wasn't, and I suppose I got one of the pussy variants. I got BA.2 or whatever fucking like the new one is, where you don't lose your smell or your taste. I didn't even cough. My sinuses were totally clear, and I was still bedridden for 3 days. I spent 3 days in bed. I could not move.
You were in pretty bad shape.
I just
you couldn't eat.
I couldn't eat. I can still not. My eating is weird. Like, I always feel like I have a huge rock in my stomach, and I can't tell if I'm hungry or if I shouldn't eat at all. But yeah, like I didn't want to eat at all. Didn't want to drink at all. I didn't want to get out of bed even when I was thirsty, because just shifting around in my bed exhausted me. And I spent most of an entire weekend sleeping. And it's the sickest I've ever been by far. So yeah, I would recommend against contracting COVID-19.
I'll take that under advisement. Thank you.
That's a nasty boy. Yeah. So that's what's been going on with me. Yeah, I don't know.
And you're not quite all the way through it. You're still fucked up.
Yeah. I still hack up some junk, and I'm kind of tired, and
do you have any brain fog?
I don't think so.
You had mentioned that your mom came over at one point, and
my mom wouldn't stop coming over.
You were all fucked up.
Yeah,
you couldn't guide her to wherever you stored things and shit like that. But you're good now.
Oh yeah. There was one night I couldn't sleep, and I had this crazy fever spike, and like I was starting to get confused, which is a bad sign. Where I was thinking about. There was no way I was getting out of bed, but I was thinking about going to my living room, and I started to think about, where the fuck is my car? And then I was like, oh, it's outside where my car always is. That's like fever dream shit, where you're just like, nothing makes sense, and you're like, where the fuck do I have to drive to? No, you just walk to the.
You got one of those Wild West illnesses where like you're.
I had the.
Where like you have your son.
Yeah, heat stroke confusion. Yeah.
It's like where's the horse? And it's like, you haven't had a horse in 5 years.
I've never had a horse. Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, exactly.
I was seeing
that's crazy shit.
Mirages in the desert. Yeah, and
I don't think.
And I had another incident where my mom was like, just go on the left or the right, and from the other room I was like, it's and I was like, wait, the one on this side's the right. No, this. I'm right-handed. No, but it took me like between 5 and 10 seconds to remember left versus right. Like, it was, and that wasn't even during a fever spike. So hopefully, hopefully
your brain swelling will come down any day now.
Yeah, hopefully whatever neuron damage, hopefully it's not the equivalent of like doing like a mega dose of MDMA or something. Hopefully,
Your brain chemistry returns to normal any day now.
I return to my nice 105 IQ state.
Yeah. This clean 102.5.
102.5, the retard. Cool tunes. That's my brain. That's the tune my brain's on all the time.
My favorite.
Just Imagine Dragons.
You have everything country and rap, baby. 102.5, the retard.
It's all alternative all the time, and then it's just Taylor Swift and 21 Pilots.
We are ever getting back together.
No, it still plays. It still plays like that Train song from 2011, like "Hey, Soul Sister, hey, let me." I'm sure that still gets radio play. I'm positive. I haven't heard the radio in 10 years. I'm 100% sure they still play that shitty fucking Train song. God damn it.
I am straight up in ass rock mode right now. I am unapologetic.
That's a good mode to be in.
I've been listening to Velvet Revolver. I've been listening to Soundgarden.
That's considered good butt rock, though, isn't it? Like that's the high.
It is. Yeah, clearly.
Totally.
It's like when you listen to that Velvet Revolver record. And
I mean, they're no Wicked Wisdom, but yeah, they got started in that kind of
There's this song Slither by Velvet Revolver, which when I was a kid, when it was on the radio, and like when I was 9 or 10 or whatever, I must have listened to 20 times a day. I just started listening to it again from a month ago. I listen to it every single time I work out, and nothing gets me more pumped up.
Butt rock is ultimate workout music. That's lifted for sure.
And there's this the album I mean the Soundgarden in general, but there's this song, two songs, Rusty Cage and Jesus Christ Pose. When those come on at the fucking gym, I'm ready to fucking torque out, dude. Yeah. I'm pushing through the limits. I'm breaking through. I'm going Super Saiyan. And it's something about that distorted guitar. And if you can actually hear the bass line because it's butt rock. Just gets it fucking working, bro.
Who was that? What else? Recently that I was like, I just realized this is butt rock, but I didn't notice because it's good. I forget, but. Yeah, there are bands where it's like good, but the guy's still doing the hair.
The pinnacle of that is Soundgarden, because Chris Cornell is definitely one of those ass voice guys, but like he speaks in a way that's just metaphorical enough to where it's okay. It's like it's just the writing's just tight enough, and the guitar playing is just proficient enough to where you're like, this is the shit.
Nice.
Yeah, I was also listening to some Menzingers as well, because you were listening to some on your way back up north.
I was driving across the U.S. listening to them to the Menzingers is that's an experience.
My buddy Mark is a gigantic Menzingers fan, and I've heard a decent amount through his like riding in the car with him, and then listening to it on my speaker setup. It's like the mastering on those albums is so fucking good.
It's so clean. I know. Yeah. It's just so slick. Yeah.
But I've just been kind of enjoying music a little bit more recently. Than I was kind of in a rut for a while, and now I'm like really digging back into it now that I'm at the gym pretty regularly. So, yeah. Well, I'm sorry you've been sick, big guy.
I'm 95% there. It's just I have weird digestional. I don't know what's going on down there, and I have a slight cough. And I mostly sat on the couch today and didn't work at all, so that might end up being a problem. But it's probably fine. But it's also spring, and we got to get through all these new sweet spring anime, plural. So we watched a bunch of them today. And yeah, so
it's all good.
I had you watched a bunch of these. I watched all of them. We're gonna work through the first third here like we normally do, and the first thing that we watched is I haven't even thought about how this is actually pronounced. Paripikome. I did it.
It's your boy Kong.
The official English title is It's Ya Boy. Or no, it's not It's Ya Boy. It's Ya Boy Kong Ming. This is a manga. Anime PA Works. Starting with the PA Works show early this season. Usually they're like the last show to air.
Yep.
And it's a drama about a girl moving back to her small town. This is not quite that.
When you said PA Works, I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense that this is a PA
You can see
show.
it in the art style a bit, and some of the backgrounds. They do good backgrounds. There's some of the backgrounds where you're like, oh, this is a slightly above minimal budget. But yeah, this is, I mean, like, this show, we got a crop of shows here that, like, it's not that they're good, but man, not that many of them are boring. This shit is nuts.
Oh yes, because it's rare to see something so devoted to its concept and like
to its
just
concept
refusing...
that has no reason to be a concept. Like
no,
it's one of it's. I wrote it's a very rare instance where it doesn't even matter how well you do this. The premise is impossible to work with. This is bananas. Why are you doing
this? Yes, for sure, dude.
Okay, so
there's no sort of wish fulfillment occurring here. There's no like character
confusion.
To insert yourself into. Everything is insane. Where it's a reverse isekai basically, or similar along those lines, where you have a character pulled out of their own environment and put into the modern day in a way where like they wouldn't be able to function at all. Like it would be impossible. It makes you confront the realities of how some of the concepts would work, where you're like, this is absurd that any of this is happening or working, or that this character isn't just like a homeless person.
It's not like, because it's a fish out of water story. Historical figure comes to present day Japan, but it's not like he's I had never heard of this guy, Kong Ming. He's a Chinese. He was a military strategist, and he was kind of he gets compared to Sun Tzu a lot, but he came before Sun Tzu, and he died. But it's not like he's fucking back and he's fucking smarter than everyone. It's like he ends up at a Halloween party in a club and he meets a girl and he's like, I like your singing. I'm going to help you in your singing career with his girl, yes. I guess, with this sort of very low level idol girl. And like, it's not like Tanya the Evil, where she's just ruthless and completely outcompetes everyone. No. It's just like, why combine any of these things?
The one thing I have to say, I have to give it one piece of credit, which is that he approaches this world with an inscrutable level of earnestness, and I like that about him. Where like she at one point
he thinks it's hell for half the episode. He just thinks he's straight up in hell. Partly because he's at it's Halloween and everyone thinks he's cosplaying. But
like he tells her that about how her music like soothes his soul and elevates him and stuff. And she's like, "Well, that's gross. Nobody's supposed to talk like that." And he's like, "Well, why not? Like, why wouldn't I? Like, I'm just going to be earnest."
Oh yeah, he doesn't have irony because he's
exactly
from 1800 years ago. Yeah,
and all the stuff that works in this is fish out of water stuff, you know. But I do like that about it, where there's no irony in his character. There's no cynicism to him. You know,
he's a genuine fella.
Yes, and the characters around him are all kind of. One of them's a gangster, and then she's like an idol who is kind of at a point where she has to make a decision whether or not she wants to commit to the career or do something else. So, I don't know. I liked that about it. I liked that they committed to that, and there's no sort of point where he's like, this world isn't like the world I came from at all. He maintains his ideals, if that makes sense.
It's funny. Like, he's having like visions of his like war buddies being like, "Come with, create a world without war." And he's like, "Yes, I will do this through the power of Japanese idols." Like he's
Yes.
likable enough, but it's just nothing in here is enough to carry the show, especially with all of these crazy discordant elements that you've mashed together in this insane way. Like it's not like doesn't click together where you're like, "Oh, of course, this is all yes, perfect." It's like, why are these things together at all? This is just I was losing it watching this.
If somebody were to explain this to me, like if somebody were writing this and they came to me, it's like coming home with this show where this Chinese warlord from the 250 is going to come back to modern day Japan and fall in love and want to care, like to help the career of an idol girl, I'd be like, all right, oh cool, nice, yeah, ooh, okay, well maybe we can refine that a little bit. So what about this makes sense to you? And then I would slowly start backing out of the conversation and be like, I gotta go.
My grandmother's dying. I have to. Yeah, in my notes I described this as, let's see, this is just nonsense, a methed out cornucopia of garbage, a fever dream. It's just very confusing. There's a couple of bits that are okay, like her manager, it happens to be like a Chinese historical nerd, and that's how he determines that he is in fact the guy. And
it's a good scene.
It's again weird, makes no sense, but okay.
Yeah.
But I just don't. This will be a theme. This episode is there's no like hook that grabs me. It's just what? Okay.
I had a dream the other night about railing.
Hold that, Ash. Hold that thought. I got to get my cat out of the fucking sink.
Okay. Here. I'm gonna get myself a drink real quick. Just dead air for 30 seconds while I do this. All right.
Oh, okay. She flipped the plug out of the sink. I took a nap on my couch the other night. I woke up. She had been taking corn out of my garbage disposal and just, I guess, eating it. I don't know. What was your dream about?
I had a dream the other night about just doing cocaine.
I've had that. Yeah. There's an unreleased episode that we have. Just at when our non-existent Patreon makes what should we say? Let's say $2,000 a month, we will release. We will release the cocaine cut.
Not
as fun as it sounds, I promise.
No, and like whenever if anybody ever talks about cocaine in a joking way, I just start like looking off in the distance and having a wistful longing for it.
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh man, that sounds great, you know? And then I'm like, wait a minute, it's not even that good. Yeah, no, it's crazy how we've talked about this. I'm not sure if it's been on air or not.
It has not been on air, no.
But like, holy shit, that's an evil chemical right there. That shit. Where like I wake up from dreams and like that was the best dream I've had in a long time, and I'm like, what did I do in the dream? And I'm like, oh, I just snorted ungodly amounts of cocaine in my dream. That was awesome.
2 days, yeah, 2 days of cocaine. You're just having wet dreams.
I would say once a week I have a moment where I'm like, oh. I can't wait to get home and do a big fat line. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, I don't have those.
Yeah.
I've never done that. What the hell?
Yeah. I've only done baby lines.
I know.
Thinking about the post-nasal drip, and I'm like, oh, the soothing, numbing sensation.
The delicious, gag-inducing bitterness. I need it.
Oh, I love the way I can't taste anything. But yeah, what made me think of this was the Halloween rave sequence reminded me of the film Venom 2, which we watched while blowed out. And
I love the way you're driving. You're like, oh shit, it's worn off, but now we can't do anymore. Oh well.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that was whatever show that was. Pirate, yeah, Kome. That's a weird one. I was not dragged in, or whatever the expression.
There's some funny stuff in it.
Yeah, not worth it, I would say.
Nope.
Next up, this season's it's the Tiny GF show.
Yeah.
We got another one.
It's what if I was dating a little girl?
What if what if girlfriend was small?
Yeah, small. SMOL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small and this time quiet.
Yes, quite quiet. What was the other show where the girl was very quiet? Oh yeah, Kome.
The one where she's doing poems.
Yeah, with the one where she writes on the blackboard and they communicate that way.
That's my waifu, actually.
Komi-san, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, second season airing now. But no one subbed the first season because there was too much fucking text on the screen. So no one had the balls to do all that typesetting. So now we got this instead, where they just don't talk or communicate. At least in the first episode, really. Aharen-san wa hakerenai, which means Aharen-san is indecipherable. Small GF show. Manga adaptation by Felix Film. They did Nekopara and Other Side Picnic. It's about this guy. He sits next to this small lady, and he's very persistent. I admire the balls on this fella. He just keeps shooting a shot over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, he is really hot. I think he's
like
described
hot,
himself as being scary, but he's really hot. Is the thing.
I think. Yeah, there's all these shows. You got Toradora, which I know is fucking 18 years old at this point or whatever, but 13, but 14. But I don't know if looking scary is a bad thing for men. I don't know. In Japan actually maybe. But like you got that.
But he said there was tattoos.
There was that mugshot of that very bright-eyed fella who like murdered someone, but ladies loved him. So I don't know if it's that much of a detriment.
You're talking, of course, about Jeremy Meeks, who is this is the
you actually know his
image. No, I just Googled it.
You found him immediately. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fella. I mean, yes, he is. He's got baby eyes, but his neck tattoo looks like a Monster Energy logo. So I don't know, but so yeah, he looks scary. So he's trying to make a good high school impression, and so he starts talking to small girl here, and he thinks she's ignoring him, but it turns out she is just very quiet. So, this first episode here is just him kind of, she's immediately very attached to him, very clingy, and he employs all kinds of different, I like some of the gags where he's trying to learn telepathy and messenger pigeons and lip reading.
Yes, it's a good gag.
It's a goof. He goes through all the stuff. Then eventually he just kind of learns to understand her, and she's very physical. She just loves just clinging on, just hugging and stuff.
I'm bashing her head into him.
Yeah,
like diving head first,
just rubbing all over. Yeah.
Where is everybody else?
She's a big, adorable parasite. They're in the classroom, not paying attention.
They're all not a single person in the room. Because if that was happening in my classroom in junior high or high school, I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Like if you were the teacher.
Teacher, student, doesn't matter.
If I was a teacher and I was seeing this, I'd be like, "Yeah, get it, dude. Fucking get that shit. You don't get it. I'm gonna get it." Here? Yeah. What's an 11-year-old? Why is this child here?
Yeah.
Who is a sassy lost child? She's also sleepy, I guess, is another personality trait they toss in. Oh, I bet we can look up some height statistics.
I bet she's 4'7".
Yeah, she's got to be 131 centimeters. Yeah, like. Let's see here. Height. Come on, give me the stats. 4'6". You almost had it. Yeah. Yeah. And he's 5'7", so well over a foot taller.
Yeah, imagine if Shaq was in the building.
Mm.
If Shaq, oh my God.
Remember when we watched some Good Burger and Shaq eats that burger and he's so big?
Yeah. Good Burger. We watched about. I think we talked about this on the last episode, but
I think we talked about it on the re-record of the last episode as well.
Staggeringly conventional film. I did not expect it to be, because it has like a cult following, and I'm like, this is just like every movie.
It's not as much a cult following as it's a nostalgia thing. It's like a 90s Nickelodeon movie. I wouldn't call it a cult following. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I expected, except for Dan the Man Schneides just being a character in there. I was super psyched about that.
Dropping bombs, going in there and fucking lighting it up.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
He's a talented fella, that Dan the Man. I'm like, that's a schlubby manager right there.
Mm-hmm. He's very exasperated. Yeah. So yeah, really the only other thing I have to say about this show, it's first show in this list here. Main character has a sister who sits around, reads manga.
I was gonna say this show is what if my girlfriend was a little girl and also I might fuck my sister?
Maybe. That's not too long to be a light novel title.
No, that's actually on the shorter end.
Yeah.
But they keep that open where it's like, okay, I'm not into the little girl thing, but wait a minute, is that a sister?
It's not even romantic yet. She's just lying on him. He doesn't even seem to care. It's like he's just straight up autistic. He just wants to understand what the fuck she's saying. There's no sexual tension so far.
She might have information that I could receive. What if I were to? I might, if I were to be able to hear her, I might be able to receive this information.
Human connection. I make words with girl. I like how
make
she
words in me, woman.
She eats real big. She got that dual layer bento.
She did be eating big.
It seems good. Whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't moving me.
It's just a chill out. Not much going on. Okay.
Want to talk about some horse boys?
Yeah, I'll talk about some fucking horse boys.
Let's engage in some horseplay with some boys.
This is where we really start going off the rails.
Oh, buddy, you are not fucking kidding.
I told you these shows were good.
Holy fuck! When the highlight of the season to me so far is your boy Kong Ming, I'm like, oh no. This is a rough sledding, bro.
I mean, this is like at least everything's not boring. It's just batshit and like ways too over the top. Gunjo no fanfare of adolescence. I think fanfare is like a horse term. I don't know. It's probably like a pun. It's an original show. I only had you watch this because it's our our second favorite studio name, Les Deuce, baby.
They're doing it again.
Les Deuce has dropped another one.
You see that new juice that they just dropped?
Oh yeah, I'm smelling that Les Deuce.
They're laying it right on my face. Straight my nose. Just wafting.
Out of water. No water to cover it up.
Oh, the entire room is stunk up by this.
With Les Deuce.
It's like where it's like, I gotta go take a pee in a public establishment. You open the door and you're like, oh,
Les Deuce. Oh, it's good enough fanfare.
I've been gassed again. Try not to vomit as I watch this guy jump a horse over objects and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Tell me about it. Tell me about the show.
Okay, so it's horses. It's horse boys. There were 2 sports boy shows in a row. I picked the right one for you to watch, I gotta say.
Good.
Yeah, this sport specifically is horse riding, and it's like they don't have the scene, but it might as well have the scene. We make fun of it. We've made fun of it for years, where it's like he's at some event and he's so mystified by this sport that he just has to pursue it. Except this one in particular, I have the greatest grievance with, because like other sports, there's so many things. Like, first of all, the sport itself, jockeying is not something you just like see and then you're like, I'm gonna get into this as a hobby. You either grow up with this shit or you never fucking see it. Like, we
know this from experience, of course.
Do we?
We know somebody who ran a horse in the Preakness. We are
Preakness. What the fuck is a Preakness?
The Preakness Stakes. It's a horse race. We went to high school with somebody who ran a horse in one of the Triple Crown horse races.
I didn't know that.
We did, yeah. I'll type his name in here.
Oh, okay.
But
give me the name.
He's part of it. To reaffirm this, he is part of a horse racing family.
I mean, there were horses around where we lived. Yeah, like my sister took horse riding lessons. Wait, him?
Yes. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Like, he was a short guy, but he was like that's so fun. I thought he played football.
He did. He was a running back.
Oh, that's awesome. He rode horses?
Yeah, well, because
the guy you're talking about is like this, like, he was like a really makes sense. He was very small, black, like very charismatic, like football guy who was just like a really popular guy in school. I had no idea he went into horses. That's awesome.
Here we go. Here he is.
Oh my god! Look at him. Oh my god. He's so happy. He has like 80 teeth. Oh my! Did he actually make that much money? That's his earnings for this year?
I think that's the team earnings.
Okay.
I think that's the team.
Oh my god! I almost had a heart attack.
No. But that's
awesome.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
That's him.
I had no idea. Oh fuck! That's so funny.
Oh, It was at the Belmont Stakes, which is part of the Triple Crown. So yeah, he's doing serious horse racing right now.
All right. Cool.
But yeah, no, he was just like, because I knew his family was in it. Because
I wonder if he saw a rainbow horse ghost run at him.
No, he saw being 12 and being at the track while his dad was jockeying, and then he did it.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
His whole family, who is, I don't know if you remember this lady, but I'll type her name in. This was his cousin. But her family, it was like deeply tied into the horse racing around us.
I don't remember. And but okay.
Yeah, whatever. It's not important. But anyway, yes, we know horse race people, and we know that yes, unless you start doing that when you're 12, you will never do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, but yeah, and also, especially not when you already have it made for life. Like, what like, this is, I mean, it's supposed to be crazy, like he's taking this big risk, but like, this is just retarded. Don't do this. At least ride a horse once before you fucking quit so the plot is that he's a famous idol, like a huge idol and part of an idol group, and he's like the head guy, and he just leaves and fucks his whole all of his
he ruins everybody's lives.
All of his bandmates over to go ride to go enter a horse riding, a jockeying school.
Yeah. It's like getting drafted in the first round in the NFL and just sawing your legs off. Just because, like, on a whim. You're like, it's like, I could either guarantee generational wealth for my family, or I could do something completely meaningless and stupid.
Yeah, it's like if Tom Brady was like, I'm gonna be a astronaut, Like, it's like, no, stop.
No, it's worse
Seven
than that.
rings.
It's like I'm going to kill my wife. He's like I'm gonna ruin everybody I know's lives, actually, on top of mine.
Just disrupt everything for something that is not worth it. Even if you become the best in the world, it's not worth it. So it's extra retarded in every way.
Universally, this character is a universally recognized Japanese pop idol in one of the more popular pop idol groups in the country, and he's going to throw it all the way to go to school.
Following him everywhere. Yeah, he could retire, buy his mom a house.
How about you have a successful career as a pop idol, and then when inevitably that comes to an end in 3 years, we'll say, you then take up jockeying.
Should be pretty easy, yeah. But he has a bunch of magical horse experiences involving rainbows and rose petals, and it's just so the sports shows have gone so over the top. It's just like, can't it just be dudes hanging out and having a good time, some camaraderie? It's always got to be this fucking Shinto mysticism, gay combination of just like dreamy crap. Like just be normal. Good Christ. And so he goes to the initiation ceremony.
That's your school. Parenting. You're parenting your child. It's like
stop. What is this? All this gay? Yeah, stop.
God, I just know that if you have a child, they're going to be profoundly compromised in some way, and it's all gonna come back on you eventually. That's karma.
No, it's fine. It's fine. They're not going to public school. It's okay. They'll be okay. I
was thinking about that recently. Can you imagine?
Oh my God!
Like where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna send my kid to public school for any period of time.
I'll fucking build a sandbag barricade and fucking stake it out before I let them send my kid to public school. Are you nuts? Oh my God!
It's like I'm going to waste the first 18 years of your life. Like I'm just gonna piss it away.
Not even waste. Just like you're gonna spend it like learning how to like fist. You know, like I think that's what they're doing now. They're just teaching kids how to fist each other. Like, they're
going to do it eventually, so they better do it safely. You know, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna learn how to do it in the classroom.
Yeah, you go from Holocaust class to fisting class to like to safe injection class, where they learn to safely inject the fentanyl.
Look, it's like, I'm sorry, but if you think your kids aren't going to be doing this, then you're crazy. It's like. It's like I didn't smoke weed until I was 20. It's like,
yeah, it's like it's so easy to not find the safe injection shit. Last time I was on Reddit, this was a couple weeks ago. I forget what I was looking up, but I started perusing the drugs subreddit again, and I came across some amazing posts I had never seen before. One of them was a news story about how a guy who was freaking out on acid got arrested, and he ended up being brain dead and dying. And everyone on Reddit, like hundreds of posts in this Reddit thread, were just like fantasizing about giving the cops that arrested him like a gigantic dose of LSD and then raping them. And then you read the story and it's like, yeah, they showed up and he was running head first, full speed into doors. And
nothing can stop me. I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
Just brain dead. And everyone was like, these fucking pig pieces of shit. And it was like, he kept ramming his head into things until he died, because he took 5 hits of acid before class, and he had a little episode. I forget what we were talking about.
I was yeah. We went to like basically. If you were to look at like the percentages of public schools in the country in terms of like finances, you know, and like desirability of the district, it's probably in the top 5% at least.
Yeah,
and it was garbage.
It was a very preppy ass school. But yeah, I mean, well, at least there weren't many knife fights, at least. But yeah,
but that would have been built character.
Yeah, it would have been exciting.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I think we constantly shit on this place, but like I probably spent 4 years of my life not learning anything, and instead just being on my phone the entire time, or like on the computers, just on Wikipedia, reading books, fucking. Anyway, that's funny.
Yeah. Horses.
Finger blasting girls in the library.
Nice. Yeah. Wait, I forgot you. Did you do that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were. Yeah, I guess. There's a place I assume you finger blasted there. But
let it be known.
Yeah.
Have you heard from Steven recently?
No.
No.
Once I'm not sick at all, I'll maybe try and get a hangout sesh going with him.
Yeah, I was talking to his tango partner, and apparently it's been difficult for her to even like get in contact with him because he's so wrapped up in his girlfriend domestic life. Oh,
living with a girl.
Yeah, I was going through like the list of phases that he had with I was talking to her, and she like had as much insight as basically anybody, and she was rattling them off, and it's like he should find a sugar mama at a certain point, because like the things that he's into are like some of the hobbies that I missed out on were like apparently he was into pocket squares for a bit.
He just likes being dapper and buying nice clothes and things. Yeah.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Like
I guess just having like a cougar, a rich cougar lady, to be a boy toy for, I guess, is probably.
He's like a Ken doll, you know. It's a Ken doll that eats and shits, you know, and like, and he can decorate your place. He knows about music. Apparently at one point he was into cooking, like not just like meal prep, but like actual like home cooking, or that might be what he's in right now.
Yeah, he does some of that. His girlfriend can't cook for shit, he's told me. This is
wasted on this current girlfriend, because like he needs to find a 43-year-old divorcee woman who's looking for a domestic partner, and basically to be her manservant.
I mean, if he's in tango, it should be pretty easy to just find a not fucking geezed up rich girl. You know, you could find a 28-year-old rich gal.
They're all too fucked up.
Yeah, they're all gonna be fucked up. You think a 43-year-old cougar's not gonna be fucked up?
Yeah, but then they're past the point in their life where they're gonna try to do anything.
It's not gonna care anymore. Yeah, no.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like
he honestly, certainly won't care.
You're Steven needs to start hanging out with your dad. I think that your dad can teach Steven a lot. Where it's like okay, he needs to learn all of the lessons from your father, and then it's like this is how I landed this incredibly successful woman, you know, and it's like dick game strong, dresses well. It's like your dad's chilling. He's riding around in a nice Tesla now, you know.
My dad doesn't dress particularly well.
I know. I'm saying he's got a head start on your dad.
He has some kind of maybe there's something. If he hasn't taught it to me, I don't know if he has the ability to even verbalize it. He just has it. He just has it. He just has it in him.
Got that if factor.
Yeah. You got that dumb dick. The ladies, they liking the dumb dick.
It's like, what does this do? Ladies. Where does this go?
Yeah.
I like putting it into the warm. Can I? May I? Anyway, yeah, that's all. I was just checking it out on Steven. I feel like I'm starved. I'm starved for Steven insight right now.
Yeah, we all need Steven content. I'll work on it.
Yeah.
But to finish up this show, they have their opening ceremony. I guess I don't know if it's normal for new students in jockey school to have a press conference, but they do. And then there's an adventure where the horses escape, and mysterious best friend horse whisperer Straw Hat guy appears and rescues the horses with our main character, and also charms him with gay stuff. It's gay. It's a little gay. There's one girl. She looks like a boy. I don't know. She's probably just gonna keep her suit on. There's a lot of becoming one with the horse, talking to the horse. It's just ridiculous. It's just
To say, if anybody were to be into horses, I would encourage you not to tell people that you want to become one with the horse. I think that's generally an unacceptable lie. Regardless of your intent, I don't think most people want to hear about it, and will assume the worst.
Yeah. They ask him like, "What kind of jockey do you want to be?" Which is like, what the fuck kind of question even is that? But he's like, "I want to become one with the horse." It's like
are you riding the horse, or is the horse riding you?
All this sports show talk, all these fucking Gnosticisms. It's just, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I'm just looking at our classmates' perfect smile. Look at those fucking pearly whites in that guy.
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's perfect.
I don't know if that's edited or what.
You ever seen a more perfect set of teeth in your entire life?
Yeah.
Anyway, no, thank you to. Oh my god, we have 4 more shows to go. We got to speed through this shit.
I feel like we have more than 4.
Oh, we haven't even talked about the shit that only you watched.
Yeah, we have other stuff. The sports show I didn't have you watch. You're welcome. It's called Love All Play, which I get now is like a pun because it's love all play because it's badminton. This is based on novels, books. It's Nippon Animation and OLM. I said this one was probably gay. Not as gay as I thought. A little gay. It's badminton.
Just pretty boys, though.
There's some pretty boys. It was, just a lot of me just saying, God damn it. Because, again, it's just too sentimental and just sickly fucking... they care too... I hate sports so much. And I counted at least 3 Zoomer froze, which I'm upset about. And the voice acting sounds kind of weird, like they got amateurs or they got actual badminton players or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's about a guy, he's a badminton player. He gets recruited by a big badminton school. He has a player that plays there that he admires very much. He's in his last year of middle school. And then he gets recruited by someone from that school, but is on like a sports like scholarship, basically. But his dad is not accepting of it, so he decides he's going to get into the school, but not through a sports scholarship. He's going to study very hard, so he studies very hard, and I think he gets in. But again, another just very, very over the top. It's weird to care this much about badminton. Oh, but another show, very hot sis in this one, who's very encouraging of him getting into badminton. But man, she's fucking hot. Did I get any more pictures of her? I didn't. No. And the boy, the guy he looks up to on the other badminton team has such comically pretty eyes. It reminded me of that video I had in my YouTube video favorites playlist, that WWE clip where the guy's just like, I just can't get over how pretty you are, and he has the anime eyes because he has absurdly girly eyes. But it's not much to write home about.
No, I'm not loving it at all.
You didn't watch it, but you're right. Next up is called this one's called Shokei Shoujo no Virgin Road.
I could try to get a joke out about Virgin Road, but I'm just gonna pass. You can have it if you want.
Is that where you live, bro? Is that the road you live on?
Thank you. Yep. Yeah. It's all right, keep going. I'm gonna get a drink. Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
That's for your asses, dude. It's not
Hey, that's pretty. That's
Is that where your dresses? That's where
dude. Shut up. Dude, shut up.
Sorry.
Dude, shut up. Shut up. I'm not a virgin. Dude, shut up. Dude, is that worth it? Was it worth it?
Actually hurt really bad.
Dude, shut up. No, I'm not. I'll show you.
Oh,
I'll show
okay.
you. Dude, shut up.
No, I believe you.
Not a fucking virgin, bro. Stop.
Virgin Broad.
Anyway, tell me about it.
The English title is The Executioner and Her Way of Life. I don't know where Virgin Road comes into play there.
This is just a dunk on you, I think. They just did this exclusively for you.
Light novel, J.C. Staff. It's I was like, is this an isekai? Maybe not. Maybe it's just fantasy, but it's kind of an isekai. But it's like a self-aware one where the guy shows up. He's like, oh, it's like one of those isekais, and I was like, okay, he's dead. So he meets this lady. She shows him around.
Lady, I'm Glaven.
Yep. Yes. That is what he says. And I
don't have any powers.
There's other people to come to this world from Japan, and I was like, she's gonna kill him, and then she kills him. Maybe in a show with a different title. That would have been a moment to have where you're like, oh. But it's called The Executioner. And the whole time he's like, boy, I can't wait to find my place in this world. So, she kills people.
He's got that no power. He has
the null power to make the stuff not exist. And there's flashbacks. She had her like mentor assassin. And then we go from murder to silly hijinks because she has her own protege.
It's a split episode.
Who's like all over her.
Yeah, it's a split episode. Yeah, it's right down the middle. It's like 12 minutes of I'm sad because I gotta kill this guy. And then it's 12 minutes of I love you because you're my senpai. They're amazing. Oh,
sure. Yeah.
It's I hate this format because I get to the end of the first part and I'm like, thank fuck, this is done. And then the second part starts. I'm like, no. Fuck.
Oh, you just thought it was over.
12. No, I didn't actually think that, but it made me wish it was over. I'm like, damn, this could be over. This first episode could be done right now. Mm-hmm. But they're like, no, we need to show you what the actual show is. You know, it's like
I don't even know what the actual show is. Yeah, it's like it's the tone is weird. You got the comic relief girl who's just touching her and putting her in cosplay, and then she just kills protagonists from other shows, and they're like hinting at her like being Japanese and being herself from another world, which wouldn't be a very interesting twist. There's really no there's no hook here. I'm not interested in anything that's happened. Like, I don't know who I'm supposed to be rooting for. The main character, like she's not very conflicted. She's not a very interesting character. What's happening in the world doesn't seem very interesting. I
could try to transmit data to you. Like, I could try to transmit how I interpreted the sensory information, but it would be a completely moot point. There's no point in me telling you what I thought about this thing at all. There's nothing to be gained. It's just 22 minutes of my life completely wasted. You know, it's just like, oh, you know,
I will say it's not wasted if you're into armpits.
As somebody who has licked his fair share, I could say that I don't necessarily.
How many pits have you licked? What the fuck?
Oh, over half a dozen.
You're really out there licking pits?
Yeah,
I didn't know. This is.
You gotta work. You gotta work your way up.
You're not
You gotta
serious.
work all over.
No.
You gotta hit the whole picture.
Are you going like flat tongue, like full?
Sometimes,
like Doberman lick?
It's not like I'm pressing the full tongue in there with full pressure, but sometimes you just pass over there, you know. And you're like, there's a little bit of deodorant, and my tongue's a little numb now, but
You're getting aluminum flakes all over your tongue.
yeah. And I'm like, but I gotta keep going because she's into it.
Are they into it?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
The pits?
No, they just like any kind of sensual touch is enough. Like exerting any kind of effort is enough to make it work.
Oh my god, I learned something new every day.
Yeah. Sure.
What was the most recent pit you got into?
I just licked a pit last week. Yeah. A week ago, if not today, then the day before, I was digging in there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just letting her have it.
This is the craziest revelation we've had on this podcast for a while.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, when you're an adult, you realize it's just another crevice to get your tongue into. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Fuck. Well, that's just great.
You're welcome.
I'm very happy about that.
It's like, the same girl that I was licking her pits a week ago. I started like nibbling on her butt, and she's like, "What are you doing back there?" I'm like, "Bitch, I just licked your armpits. What the fuck are you asking me?"
What are you doing back there? On the cheek?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, princess.
Did I just scrape a quarter-inch of deodorant off your armpit with my tongue?
I just fucking used my teeth to scrape a bunch of Toms right out of your.
Yeah, I just swallowed a quarter pound of Teen Spirit. like what the fuck? Yeah,
I mean, the butt cheek is not a very sensitive. Like, I can see why that's like, there's not a lot of nerve endings there. That's why they put injections in it.
My Nirvana parody song tastes like Teen Spirit. Where I'm talking about licking armpits.
Yeah, that could be what that is.
Anyway,
okay. Anyways, yeah, I don't. If you, it looks okay. It's JC Staff, and she's hot, so that's cool. It reminded me of like Magical Girl Raising Project, where it's just like kind of dark, but there's no like reason for it. But fuck that shit. It's time for the most important thing that's ever happened. Oh, buddy. We haven't gotten to the apex yet. This is truly, mwah. Oh,
I have said a number of times throughout our during the period we've been recording this podcast, like, this has got to be the worst thing that we have ever talked about.
Worst? What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
This is straight up, like. This is an insight into somebody else's mind that I never wanted to go into. Where I'm like, this is like, go ahead, start talking about it.
Transcendental. I mean, just right off the bat, most laughs per minute of anything this season so far, and there's no way anything will top it. But Black Rock Shooter, Dawnfall, excellent name, God. Like a 2006 PS3 exclusive shooter. Dawnfall. My first note, why? But then I realized, it's to sell more merch, because these character designs are merch they're just they're money printers, baby. It's that Huke, whatever his name is, the character designer, the Steins Gate guy.
I think it's Hugh. And if I look at these character designs any longer, I'm gonna Hugh right in front of you.
There you go.
Yeah. Hugh all over the place.
Well, that would be Hake, but yes, sure. Black Rock Shooter is a multimedia franchise based on like a fucking Hatsune Miku song that some guy wrote in 2008. I don't know. I forced you and Steven to watch the 2012 series, which, while you both hated it, was interesting for it's actually decent CG, and it was like Ordette, and I think there were some Trigger people involved. I think Imaishi might have been in there somewhere, or Yoshinari. I don't remember, but there were like good action scenes, and it was kind of like Code Lyoko, where it was like there was like real world and there was like girl drama, and then they had their inner world, which was CG action fights with crazy ladies with crazy designs. That was CG. So, and it was basically just a big show like to experiment with CG and see like, hey, can we make this good? And it actually looked okay. I thought. You guys didn't think so. But now we're back almost 10 years late. Wait, 10 years later. It's been 10 years.
It feels like 20 years. The content of this show feels like something written by somebody making a comment on DeviantArt in 2006.
Do you? Go ahead.
No, that's it.
How much do you remember about 2012's Black Rock Shooter?
I remember the fights.
Okay.
And I remember that they go into there's another world that they go into where there's bad stuff going on.
Yeah,
That's it.
They don't actually go in there. It's just a representation of there. It's symbolic. But yes, close enough. And so yes, they're back. They're making another one. This one's by Bibury Animation Studios. They did Azure Lane with this director too. So this is the director where the things he does are very weird, but they usually look oddly good for what they are.
Oh my goodness!
He did like Rewrite, and Azure Lane like had a bunch of like cuts and animation where you're like, oh, they actually like tried on this. Is weird. Grisaya too. Grisaya has a lot of Ebata walks. So I was like, okay, that's weird. And so. There's so many angles I could approach this from because it's so good from so
I'm going to
many,
let you go. Go.
It's so good on so many fucking levels, yo. So, like, first of all, the premise is like, it's like Terminator, it's like Skynet, AI destroyed, it's post-apocalyptic world. And it starts out with with like a montage of like newspaper headlines. And I have here in my notes, because I was thinking about this. I was like thinking about a guy in a newspaper office going like, all right, Smitty, I'm thinking this for tomorrow's headline: machine attacked. Because they're all in like bad English, you know?
Yeah.
So one of the headlines is just machine attacked. And there's generic robots roaming around because the world ended. And the first scene, I don't even know how long it lasted. It could have been 2 minutes, could have been 8. I don't even fucking know. It's just fucking, it's a big fight scene. I was like, okay, if they're going to make more Black Rock Shooter, are they going to lean more heavily into, I was like, clearly they're just going to lean more heavily into action and just make it like all CG. And I was pretty much correct, I think. And the first whole section of this is just generic CG, no fuck shit noise, explosions, like all these generic robots just piling into each other, and just things exploding and cacophonous noise, and there's stuff happening and there's things blowing up, and I was laughing my fucking ass off. And then finally we see Black Rock Shooter against this very harsh, like, purple to green gradient. I was like, is this a Gohan's show? And then the late title cards and the credits keep going like 6 minutes into the show with all these Hollywood trailer sound effects, like all these Transformer noises. And I was fucking. I was. It's.
I am
so
too drunk
good.
to process anything you're saying right now. Okay.
But you watched it,
No,
though.
I did watch it, and yes, I found it to be an insane experience to witness. Where like, rarely do you see something so misguided in every way.
It's like it's just action junk. It's just shit. It's like Evangelion 4, where with all the like CG Evas just getting tossed around, but then there's like really dramatic like credits intercut with it. And it's like it's taking itself so seriously. It's so over dramatic, and it's just nonsense happening on screen.
This is targeted at 12 to 15-year-old boys who have never seen anything else made for older audiences in their entire life. That is the entire audience for this thing. It is only for people who have no idea what they're watching.
I don't even know who this is for.
It is designed. There's a SCAR assault rifle in this show.
All the military guys use scars. Yeah.
The military guy like designs are so generic and like.
Yeah, when they're 2D though, they like never move. There's so many shots where they're just frozen still. They don't move at all. And like the guy's like looking out the top of his Jeep, and he's just like, okay, don't move. They won't see you. It looks so ridiculous.
This feels
crazy
like a
shot
scam.
of a baby sitting in the middle of a road, or a baby doll. And it's very unnecessarily creepy.
This feels like 4 pages of a screenplay stretched over 22 minutes, and they're like,
but they cram so many factions in. It's crazy, like because they have Skynet, which is so generic. It's just a bunch of like robots, and they're like feeding humans into this robot ocean they have, and so they have those. And then there's also this really creepy shot of this baby sitting in this road. And then there's this fight scene with this guitar riff. It's like it's great. And then we finally meet Black Rock Shooter, who is Tiny Rock Shooter in this one. She wakes up from a vat. She's little this time. She looks like a little Kurisu from Steins Gate, and she wakes up. They call her Empress. I had a kind of a Mandela effect thing. I could have sworn there was a character called Empress in the 2012 version. I guess not. So she's called Empress in this one. She has no memories. She's some kind of fighting machine. And she's in this facility, and there's these other kids trying to survive walking through. And this is when I went, oh, come the fuck on. No way. They have a Kaworu. They literally have a girl watching her from space going, oh.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
She's got some big cubes out there with her also, like, orbiting the planet.
Seriously, man. What the fuck? They just gave it a Kaworu. That was so shameless. And then Black Rock Shooter rescues these 2 kids from this robot, and I was thinking, I was like, I swear the 2012 one CG looked better than this. Is this just like one of those memories I have where you remember a PS3 game looking like way better than it actually did, and you go back and you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, it's not actually that good. You watched the opening at least of Black Rock Shooter. It's definitely way better. It's definitely so much better. And
here's my question for you.
Yeah.
Is there a point in your life where you would have watched this and not been like, this is horribly embarrassing? Because that's really the question with something like this is like, okay, who is this for? Because I don't know there was ever a point in my life where I would have watched this.
Yeah, are we
anything other than a guess.
Is like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this director's works are always just like very unhinged in kind of this way. And then so she fights off this robot. She's got a gun. She fucking has a Batmobile that shows up.
Yeah, that's what made me think of like the mid 2000s and like fucking 2008. Is I'm like the fucking Tumblr's here.
Yeah.
And I'm like who, what? How is this going to fly in 2022? Like, how does this get onto television screens? Like,
they're gonna make a lot of figures.
Not.
Yeah,
I reject this entirely.
Yeah, and you know, like, let me see if I can find a picture of 2012's Black Rock Shooter design, because like in the 2012 one, like she's still walking around in very short shorts, but they made it make sense in a way because she's got like boots on, she's got like a cape, she's got like the character design. It like makes sense. In this one, she looks so silly, and I'm not, you know me, I'm not doing the like, that doesn't look like very good armor. It doesn't look like it would be very useful in like a combat situation. Doesn't look like it covers her up very well. Where the fuck did
she get these clothes?
But well, there was a shot where like the thing opened up and they were closing it.
Why are those the clothes they're giving her? It's like
we don't know where she came from. My point is, she's walking around in like just booty shorts and like huge sneakers now, and she looks retarded. It looks crazy. It makes no sense.
Always has.
And then that's not even the weirdest part. They were like, all right, this Skynet's too generic. We need another faction, because we already got Skynet. We got innocent chillins with Black Rock Shooter. We got military. We got Jarhead guys. But we also need absolutely crazy, like, robot transhumanist people led by a Ken doll who fucks women to death.
That was the one. It was the one part of the show I liked.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
His name's Schoolmaster Smiley.
Yes, that was the one thing about the entire show I liked. Is I'm like, this is unhinged.
And he brings women into his bedroom and he kills them with his penis.
It reminds me of something Grant Morrison would write. It feels like a guy it feels like a Doom Patrol villain. But actually, now that I think about it, fucking Schoolmaster Smiley is so Grant Morrison Doom Patrol. It's ridiculous. It's like so up his alley and so disparate with everything else going on here.
Oh yeah, Grant Morrison. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I thought for some reason you were talking about the other Morrison.
No, not Van Morrison.
Not Van Morrison. Yeah, no. I was like, did he write? No. Okay, yeah, yes, absolutely. I'm just reading his tattoos now. Caution is the only one that makes people howl.
I'm gonna go pee while you finish this summary for this.
Oh, but I got so much good stuff.
Keep going. I'm sure you got plenty when I get back.
Aw. So yes, Schoolmaster Smiley. The Batmobile also has to have a lolly voice. And then so the conflict that gets introduced, at least in this episode, is that Skynet, which has already killed almost everyone on Earth and destroyed everything. Everything is this gray, fucking bombed out husk. They're like, oh, we have to stop the Skynet from building a space elevator, because then they're going to build a space elevator to the moon and build even more robots. And it's like, motherfucker, there's already an ocean of robots that's eating people. Could your robot problems be any worse? Like, are you really that worried about this space elevator? The ocean is robots. Like, this is the least of your worries, okay? This is a crazy thing to be concerned about. This is your main mission here. It's bonkers. Is he back? What's that noise? Yeah. Yeah, I was explaining how, like, the main mission at this point seems to be taking out a space elevator the robots are building so they can go to the moon and build more robots, as if there aren't already enough robots to be a problem. Like, humanity is already decimated, But if they get to the moon, to build even more robots, then we're all fucked. Like the ocean is robots, but they're worried about a robot moon base. It's the one bit I really liked is how the little girl is always ready with a grenade. There's a shot where like she's just like something's happening and she just like holds one up just to be ready.
The atmosphere of the world is unbreathable. Like how much worse can you get?
I don't think it's unbreathable. Right, they need masks. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's like holy shit. This episode made me think of in the Terminator, how crazy it is that humans are still willing to fight the robots in the Terminator universe. Like if you look
There's
at
nothing else to do, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I really wonder how far humans would be willing to go before everybody gives up. It's like how many people have to be left? John Connor is able to unite people to fight the Terminators and fight Skynet and wins, which is crazy. But it's like, I mean, how far would you go? I'd probably take it to the end of the line, right?
You wouldn't give up. Yeah, what I mean, there's literally nothing else
to
do.
There's no point to give up.
If giving up was like eating a bunch of takeout and watching Netflix like it is now, then yeah, sure. But if giving up is just being killed by a robot laser, then you're just gonna be like, oh, I'll just fight then, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, Black Rock Shooter pulls out a big laser and yeah, it's just her outfit's weird.
That's the least of the problems going on here.
If she was hot, it'd be better.
Tell me about Yusha Yamamasu.
That's not until okay, I guess we could skip to the end here.
Yeah, and then we'll do the next two together.
Okay, yeah. So only I watched Yusha Yamamasu, another show that starts off in a very gray, destroyed world. Yusha Yamamasu, I'm Quitting Heroing, a light novel adaptation by EMT Squared. So it's about it's not quite what it sounds like. He's not really quitting. He is specifically, the word is defecting. He is joining the demon, team, clan, council, after being the world's greatest hero. So he's just gotten done fucking them all up. There's a bunch of there's the head demon lady, and she has her council of minions. There's a little fox girl who I really like. There's a tall like elf lady with glasses. There's a strong man. I mostly just got screenshots of the wolf girl who I like. I think she's a wolf or some kind of cat.
Oh, she's cute. Oh, look at the ears.
I know. She wheels them around. And since he beat her in battle, she wants to marry him. It's great.
If only that was that easy. Usually, when I beat up women, they just call the cops on me.
They don't dedicate themselves to you for life.
No.
So he shows up and he's like, I want to work for you now. And they're like, what? No, you've destroyed us. Get out of here. Because he gets there and their whole army is like rebuilding from him fucking them up. And so most of the episode is him just explaining his situation and how he went back to, hero world, and how everyone's scared of him because of how strong he is, and they think he's a demon. And the king banishes him, and he becomes like a homeless vagabond. And he decides, fuck it, I'm just gonna go work for the other guys. And so he's just convincing all these villains that he'll work for them now. And they tentatively decide to hire him on a trial basis. But then they hint that like the leader, the demon lady, she's not even like that evil. No one's even really that evil, so it's not even really like anything. But he's switching sides.
That's just the free market, baby. That's just selling your skills. We should do an actual episode on Legend of Galactic Heroes at some point. I'm just gonna finish it, and then on your own time you can finish it.
No. I don't have the time.
I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it.
Do a solo cast? I don't care. Fucking record something. I'll put it up.
Yeah. I'll play Skate 3 and talk about Legend of the Galactic Heroes. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, stream it.
I'll do my Skate 3 Legend of the Galactic Heroes cast because
just do it. Just make it 8 hours long, and I'll just tune in every 45 minutes or so and just drop in.
I mean, it is like genuinely the standard that I hold everything else to now. And I swear to God, every piece of media I will consume after this point will be compared to it. It's like a paradigm shift where like I knew that this was going to be the case. Where I'm going to save this and I'll watch it eventually, and it'll be like a period of my life. And to be in that period of my life right now, where to just consume something that is so well thought out and so well crafted, with characters and factions that are so well defined and have their own internal logic and have their own morality that makes sense, it's just unfair to watch all the shit. It's an adaptation of a novel series, It's like what the fuck? And like listening to you talk about it, it's like he went to the other side because he wasn't being paid enough, and I'm like, damn, that makes a whole lot of sense.
It wasn't because he wasn't being paid enough. You weren't listening at all.
I was peeing. I came back in the middle of it.
No, you came back way before that. I explained the whole show. You were here.
I don't know if that's true. I might have been looking at images of Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
You came back before I was done talking about Black Rock Shooter.
Prove it.
Anyway. Okay, we were recording it. Anyways. Yeah, I like the Fox Girl. That's it. Oh, hold on. I have more Fox Girl pics. Yeah.
Oh, she's so cute. Imagine if she got like a sunburn.
Yeah. What then?
I'm just thinking about it.
All right.
We should try to get Noam Chomsky on this podcast. We talked about this 2 years ago, and I think that his stock is the lowest it's basically ever been. We could probably get him at this point, right?
I feel bad. It feels like elder abuse at this point.
Well,
but yeah, we could.
Why not? Who fucking cares? Fuck Noam Chomsky.
I don't know what we would have him talk about. Yeah.
I don't know. Give me a week. You know what we'll do is we'll read each other's obituaries to Noam Chomsky. That's what we'll do. We'll do the eulogies to Noam Chomsky and see what he thinks.
Oh, he's so had it with this. Okay. So we both watched this isekai, Otomege Sekai wa Mob ni Hibishi Sekai desu. Trapped in a dating sim, the world of otome games is tough for mobs. This is a light novel by Engi.
Let me summarize this one so that you can summarize Healer Girl, because I do not want anything to do with Healer Girl at all. So,
yeah, because of your thing.
Yeah, does that work? Does that work for you?
That works for me.
Okay, Otomege Sekai wa Mob ni Kibishi Sekai desu is a show about a fella who gets he plays an otomege for his sister, who has blackmailed him into doing it. But she's on like some sort of vacation somewhere, and she wants to see the ending of this otomege. Or otome game.
She doesn't have YouTube.
So she makes him do it, and he plays through and 100%s the entire game for her, and thinks it's stupid the entire time. And he finishes finally after what's the better part of a week of playing or something, and goes to get some food from the fucking Kombini and dies. He falls down the stairs and dies because he's too tired. and he's reincarnated in the world of the Otomage that he 100%ed. As like a side character that isn't even one of the main plot lines, isn't even one of the main love interests in the harem.
A mob, I would say.
And so while he was playing, he realized that he could just, in the real world, in our world, he realized that he could just buy a bunch of shit and just skip a lot of like the difficult grinding aspects of the game. And then when he gets into the Otamage world, he realizes that loot is still there. He just has to go claim it. He's the son of a low noble who's married into this royalish family or whatever, some sort of, his father's married to a duchess or something, but he's the son of a mistress of his or whatever. So he has basically no prospects. He's going to be married to this gross lady who's all of her previous husbands have died in battle. So he has to set off to go retrieve his loot. And he does at the beginning of the first episode. So he's got enough loot to where he can send himself to Prince School, basically, or whatever, and go engage as one of the love interests for the main character in the Otomage. Which I guess I don't really know why the fuck he would do that. Like,
I don't know if that's his plan necessarily.
Like, why would you go to Prince School if you're rich?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. He went to. I mean, I guess that's what you do. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like he had enough treasure there to kind of.
Unbelievable amounts of treasure. Yeah. A ship full of gold that he went and looted.
Yeah.
Why the fuck does he need to go seduce this? I guess maybe she's really hot and he wants a wife. That makes.
I mean, yeah, that, or I thought, like, it would have been, like, I would have been okay with this show if it had ended with him, like showing up at that school and being like, all right, time to fucking rape all these people.
Oh my God.
Because he just hates all of them.
Yeah. Why would he play into this thing that he thought, I guess he's lived 10 full years in this world and he just now thinks to go get his fucking treasure? Like, this is insane.
He's playing this Otomage in his first life, and he's like given this very like base level, like, oh, this is silly. Things don't work this way in real life. So it's one of those like a guy goes to isekai and does things ever so slightly differently, but not like really differently in a way that would be creative and breaks the rules. Which I'm not even sure I prefer to guy goes to isekai and just does things exactly as you would expect. Whatever, have I ever said this? Whatever happened to Code Geass? That show had a guy who was like, he was playing chess and he was like, checkmate. And they were like, that's not how the game works. And he was like, fuck you. And it was like, yeah.
Tell him, Lelouch.
I'm going to kill you now. No, it wasn't Lelouch. It was,
it was the other guy.
I forget his name.
Lelouch is the one on the receiving end of the checkmate.
Yeah, he's like, what do I do? You know, yeah.
In the first episode of Gundam Wing, which I just watched recently, the main character, Hero Yu, walks next to this girl and whispers in her ear, I'm going to kill you, and then walks by, and she turns around and says,
yeah, that's
oh
a meme.
My fucking God, it is so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, of course.
It is just gold. Everything.
I believe there's another scene where she's like, "Are you still gonna kill me?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Gold.
Yeah. Yeah. My notes on this show. Let's see. I said, how many button presses does it take to play a dating sim? Because you just like animates him with the controller, and he's just like going fucking crazy. And it's like you're reading. It seems like it's kind of like a Muv-Luv thing, where it's like sci-fi, but also dating sim, but also hard strategy. Actually, does Muv-Luv have that? I don't remember. And also, I was like, wait a second. He lives alone? He's in an apartment? He's an adult? What dirt could his sister possibly have on him to blackmail him with, to tell their parents that she can just make him play a fucking 100-hour lady harem game for a week straight. Like, what could he like? Is he a pedophile? What happened?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that secret could be. I want to know more about that. Yeah, that's dumb.
Whack.
What?
It's whack.
Oh, you cut out there. Yeah, it is whack. Last show of part 1 here. You want nothing to do with Healer Girl.
No, just talk about it while I just think about other things, please.
You will listen to my explanation. You'll like it. It's an original.
I guarantee you I will not.
By 3 Hertz. It's the director of Code Breaker and Scorching Ping Pong Girls. It's about a girl who heals, or maybe multiple. Turns out it's multiple. Starts off quite suddenly with singing, with song, and it's our main character, Fuji Kana, who has a silly walk, and she's an aspiring healing singer, and there's an opening which sure looks expensive, and it takes place in like a school of, well, they're in a school, but it's like a school, like a school of thought, like a school of medicine that involves, it seems like, entirely healing boo-boos and ouchies, because I don't think they heal a single real ailment in this entire first episode.
No, there's like an old lady who's suffering. It's always from an elbow old.
Scratch. Yeah, and then well, she doesn't even heal her. She just, I guess that was just singing. But yeah, it's just an old lady just going like, I'm old, fuck.
I will talk about this once you get to it, but I have a lot of thoughts on that sequence.
But yeah, it starts out, she heals a little boy's scratched knee, and they're putting effort into it. It's very colorful. The character design is good. When she goes into singing mode, there's all these colors everywhere, and I like the robes they wear when they're at school, and but then we get to a scene where they start having a conversation in sung lines. They start singing conversational lines to each other, and I went, ooh, Ethan's not going to like this.
Oh, oh boy.
He's not going to be a fan of this one.
I was so pissed.
At first, I was like, and then eventually they keep doing it, and I was like, I appreciated the commitment at some point. They just dedicated so hard to it. I was like, they don't have. You said you like the sincerity of Chinese man. This is the same thing for me. They're just like, we're just gonna have this whole scene be sung. Fuck it.
I hate singing.
Well, I tried. I tried to make my case.
I just spent over the last 4 days. I must have worked 70 hours.
Yeah,
and to come home and be like, okay, time to watch some anime. And the last thing I watch after an entire day of watching anime is these fucking bitches. These fucking bitches yapping on about how they're gonna fucking heal people through their music. I could not have been more angry. My arms were crossed. I was sitting back in my chair pouting, and I was like, fuck it. I was like, fuck this podcast. I'm gonna text Declan right now and let him know I don't want to do this shit anymore. This fucking sucks.
Hold on. Let me play some of it. I have it right here.
No, that's okay. I think I've got a grasp.
No, I think it'll give people a good idea.
Oh, sure. Fucking fuck. Bring me another drink.
It's like a music. Oh, and then the style changes, and because the one girl, she's really into the teacher. She has like a girl crush on the teacher.
Oh, that's a good archetype.
So then she starts singing about her in like a different musical style.
I'll boot up Call of Duty. Fuck this.
Don't boot up Call of Duty. Isn't that good? Don't you like that? Are you they're dedicated to they can sing well at least, you know? Okay, fine. But, okay, so the teacher tells her not to heal people anymore because she's not allowed to. Oh, look at them. They're all so cute.
I watched this, by the way. I didn't watch this. I didn't watch this at 2 times speed. I didn't watch this at 1.5 times speed. I watched this at one time speed, all the way through. Yeah. And I could not keep my eyes focused on the screen. I just was staring. I didn't have my phone on me or anything. I was just staring at the screen, and my eyes would defocus, and the audio would keep playing.
I don't think it was boring. I don't know if that's anything you can.
It's not about being boring. That's not the point. I've never hated the concept more.
It's just cringe.
I've never. I'm glad you brought it up because yes, I was going to go there. This is a little cringe.
Mm-hmm.
I've never wanted to stop watching something more in my entire life.
I bought into it at some point. I accepted it into me. And then there's a hurt grandma, and the teacher, by the way, the reason she's given like a speech talking about 432 hertz, baby. They did their research, the healing frequency. But the main girl, she can't heal people with her song anymore, so she decides to just soothe the grandma with her song, and she goes into crazy transformation song mode where there's sparkles and flowers everywhere, and she makes little copies of herself, and it's pretty well done.
I was thinking about that in that moment when I was watching the show. I was like, if I was dying and somebody were to start singing to me,
girl. I think you're going to do different.
Where to start singing to me? If I had a gun on me, I would shoot them in the face. I would bring them with me. I'd be like, you do not deserve to continue living.
Oh, it's like a 13-year-old girl, and she's singing she just wants to help you.
No, that makes it worse. Because I know she's a psychopath.
You're just evil.
So like, I know that
she's doing all she can to escort you into the next life.
No, that 13-year-old girl wants attention. She's streaming my death on TikTok. And nothing would do it.
You're probably right. But what if she's not holding a phone? What if she's just like this? What if she has red hair with like green under highlights?
I refuse to have the last moments of my life be a viral TikTok video where it's like this girl that selflessly sings patients to their death.
That is true. Yeah, no. If I felt like there was a phone anywhere nearby, I would enter a self-defense my final self-defense situation.
Yeah. I heard a story about this cellist who was on his deathbed, and he was practicing his cello on his deathbed. Somebody asked him why he was doing it, and he's like, because I'm improving. And that's the mentality I want to have, where it's like I refuse, even in my last moments, to have anybody use me in that way for their own pleasure. It's like, think about how good that person must feel about themselves when it's like, this is the most important thing I've ever done in my entire life. Waste this person's time. I'm trying to talk to my fucking son, this dumb bitch 13-year-old singing to me while I'm dying. I can't hear what he's saying, and I'm trying to impart all the wisdom.
Okay, that would be a little weird. Yeah, sure. But if there was some way for you to know, like that it's not cynical, she actually is just singing to you because she just wants to help any way she can, then that would be nice.
I refuse to give any 13-year-old girl that benefit of the doubt. I know how they are. They're too calculating.
Are there no heroes left in man, Ethan?
They're in men, all right. I'm not trusting any of these little girls. I know how they are. I remember. They
right.
think that I'm gonna forget. I will never will. I refuse. I remember all of it. Damn it.
He's 87, still holding a grudge against little girls.
Oh no!
The
It's not. The thing is, it's not about the individual women who have grown up. It's about the little girl as a concept. I know what they're about.
Yeah.
Fucking bitches.
Well, I appreciated some of it.
Okay,
I liked how they went for it. But yeah, that's part one of spring, I guess. Yeah. I think we've really expolled all of our. I think we really worked through some stuff there.
Looking forward to the next part.
Yeah, we'll try and get, as we always say, we'll try and get through this one right quick, so we can get on to other stuff.
Yes.
You're supposed to be watching Nobunaga, and you're watching fucking epic space opera masterpiece instead. You fucker.
Yeah, I know. Oh, pardon me.
I hate you.
We're
not gonna be able to make it. We're not gonna making content out of this. At most, you'll be making a couple hours of stream out of 100 episode show. We're supposed to be making supposed to be banging out hits over here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had COVID.
I just want to do something for myself for once.
We've been watching Gundam Wing for 8 months. You're never gonna finish any of this shit. Stop lying to yourself.
I'm fucking about to be finished with the first season of fucking Legend of Galactic Heroes, and I'll have you know, Gundam Wing, I'm watching that when I get together with my friends. So it's so we'll be done with that next year. Fuck you.
All right.
I hope you feel better, buddy.
Just yeah. I'm still cranky. I think. Okay, everybody. Send emails telling Ethan not to watch long shows anymore. podcast@gangstalking.com. And I'm at we're on Twitter. I'm at TimeCube Isekai, and he's at Shakira but male. Find us there.
Did I do a good job of pretending to be upset with this last show?
Yeah, you seemed very angry. You didn't like it.
All right.
Yeah, you held character. It was good. Nice
Thank
job.
you.
See you, everyone.
Thank you.